storyboard artist for Bryan Singer, and essentially in here the film in its sort of visual sense is created.
Bryan pitches the sequence to me in really broad strokes, and I come and figure out shots for it, draw them up, show them to him. He makes sort of editorial comments.
The boards are gorgeous, but there's always about we joke after the fact. We always say we're going to get 1/3 the amount of actual shots. So what I'll do is I'll key off certain ideas. It destroys Lex's Fortress of Solitude. Is that what you're telling me? And there's another one. Oh, another one. Each one of these will cost $3 million, I'll be told.
It'll be worth every penny.
And then there are the shadows coming across the thugs. I love it.
It's not always possible for me to do a drawing on every single thing. So I need to bring talented guys to continue that process. We've now entered the lion's den. This is where the illustrators live and breathe sometimes.
Our initial goal was to show them various ideas that they could then pick the direction.
For every 10 drawings, at least maybe 1 or 2 actually, I like. So there's a lot of like hit and miss, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of paper thrown away.
It's kind of to give the emotion, the lighting, the mood, the atmosphere, and really help tell that story so that those designs come together in a cohesive way.
The moment you translate the drawing into something three-dimensional, you get a whole new perspective on it. You can see the level of detail we go to with these architectural models. This helps Bryan and Tom Siegel design their shots very well. It's also an amazing tool for us when it comes to building, because obviously we can't build something that's 200-300 feet high.
There are some huge images in this movie that were made from kind of ideas in the script that we didn't gloss over, but that weren't really extremely important to us until they were brought out in production art. And once they took some of our ideas and things that we just threw off and turned them into kind of amazing production art, we went from there and expanded based on what Guy made, which is really great for us. It's like giving a visual voice to what we're doing at the same time when we're doing it.
This film is probably going to have 15 to 20 department heads. When you have a team that big, you need to make sure all the information is consistent. So the Bible and the research is really important. Our Bible is a giant book which we keep, and in that book are all the images that you see on the wall, all these specific pieces of research, so that all the heads of department, everyone from the visual effects supervisor to the costume designer, Bryan himself, and all the producers will have this book, so that when they want to know about a specific set, instead of being in a panic, they can just simply open their Bible. They'll have at their fingertips images of those things. So it really keeps everyone in the loop.
So that should be down there in the corner, but then this should be drawn in the bottom corner in case you understand? So but I'll zoom in on this.
As your life will be seen through mine.
You need that part. You want to see my
But I'm saying, do you want to cut? Show you. Wait, just pause. You will carry me inside, draw it, make my strength your own. See my life through your eyes. How much of it is relevant to our movie? Basically, they do their scenes, their improvements, their drafts, and then we sit and just go through it in the room and try to make the changes in the room.
Read out loud.
And we read them out loud. And sometimes we'll call scenes out loud. We'll do the dialogue back and forth. We'll make up new dialogue back and forth.
Yeah, we read it to each other. Someone plays Lois, someone plays Superman, and we read it out loud and see what works.
I look great in a wig. Dan and I kind of took separate chunks of the treatment, so it would be, I want to write these 5 scenes, and then Dan says, I want to write these 3 scenes. So then we email them back to each other and combine them, and then rewrite each other back and forth, and then submit to Bryan, who says, this is good, this is good, this is horrible, this is good, this is terrible, good, good, good. Kind of like getting graded on a polished paper.
I'm telling you, you're going to go skydiving. You need to, if you want to write about people who fly, you need to fly.
Gil heard the story prior to me, and he called me at home, and I said, tell me. He said, John, I can't tell you. It is so brilliant that it just took my breath away. And I went, really, really? And I said, well, tell me. He said, no, I can't tell you. And then finally we all had lunch, and he told me, and it was something amazingly, spiritual.
All of our conversations, Bryan and I, had been about, we don't want to do something that's already been done, and we want to do it differently. You don't want to disappoint. You want the audience to just be wowed. I personally feel that we the human race needs a Superman. And when given the opportunity to be involved with a project about Superman, I thought, well, maybe there's something we can do here that's bigger than just a movie. And when I heard the story that Brian and the writers told me, I felt we were really on the right path. So, yeah, I think we all need this.
Today is October 5th, 2004. Our first draft is going to be delivered in about 3 days, maybe. And we are filming in March, so that makes us 5 months away.
We're getting ready to film callbacks for a Superman candidate, Superman/Clark Kent's candidate.
The process of casting was complex. There'd been several incarnations of this movie over about 11 years with about 3 different directors. A lot of people had come in, a lot of well-known people, a lot of unknown people, and I went through hundreds of tapes.
I hired 10 casting directors around the world, from Toronto, Vancouver, 8 cities in the United States, London, New Zealand, and I took New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and we started meeting everybody that hadn't been met. In other words, all the unknowns. We found that the known people kind of took you out of the story.
And finally gravitated to a tape I'd seen of Brandon where he didn't quite show it, but I saw something in it.
He was actually found here in Los Angeles. He's from Iowa.
Finally, I set up a meeting with him right before I flew to Australia for Scout at the local Coffee Bean. And the two of us sat down for 2 hours, and that's really where I make my decision. It's in the one-on-one, understanding the essence of the person, seeing their personality evolve over a long conversation. And I think it was that afternoon that I